Alrighty, so we've got a 70cc chainsaw here. Basically, chainsaw isn't putting out any spark. Tested the on and off switch, so we suspect it could be the ignition coil. So I've got a brand new one here in the packaging. So I'll show you how step by step how to change the ignition coil. So we'll take the air filter cover off, take the spark plug lead out, spark plug out. Good opportunity to check your spark plug as well, and I'd say a bit of a clean should be alright, but if you want to swap it you can. I'll take the air filter off. It just makes that top cover a bit easy to remove. Now there's a little booby trap in here. It's nearly got me caught out a few times. There's a little nut that sits in the top of the carburetor there. The intake manifold. So what I like to do is I like to remove that just so that doesn't fall into the actual carby or you lose it in the chainsaw somewhere. Just one of those little things you've got to be careful of. I'll try and fish that out. I'll just set that aside, top of the air filter so we don't lose it. Alright, so you've got 3 screws that hold this top covering. For easier access, we'll remove those. And this top cover should be able to be removed. Just put it aside. Alright, now we've got our recoil. So there should be 4 screws that hold this on, and what I'll do is I'll remove them. Out comes the recoil. Now I've got the spark cover here. What we'll do is just remove that wire that connects to the actual ignition coil. That sort of just feeds in there like so. And we should be able to just carefully maneuver this out. Put that aside. So you've got 2 bolts here that hold the actual ignition coil to the body of the chainsaw. So I'll start by removing those. Just to crack them loose. Now comes the ignition coil with the spark plug lead. There it is. Put those screws aside because we'll be reusing those. What I'll do now is I'll open the new one. There it is. So all I can do is I'll sit this sort of roughly where it needs to go. You've got the magnet on the flywheel there, and you want it to sort of sit in line with that ignition coil. That card should just sort of sit there like that, and that will sort of give you your gap. What you do is you get your screws, you put them in there, like so. Grab my Allen key, and I'll start carefully putting those in. Being careful not to cross thread. You don't want that. I'll tighten those up. We'll make sure that they are actually nice and tight. Not too tight, you don't want to snap them, but they need to be pretty firm. You don't want that coming off or do damage to the flywheel. So there we have it. Got that perfect gap there, which will generate the right amount of spark. So now I can actually put this cover back on. Put that back up to the terminal. Right, now that's all in place. It's where we want it. So now we can grab the ignition coil. Oh, sorry, not the ignition coil, the recoil. We don't want to do this screws up all the way because we want to make sure that that recoil actually grips the flywheel, which it has. So now we can go ahead, tighten those screws up. double check, make sure that recoil is in place, which it is. Now we can go ahead, put our spark plug back in. And we just don't want to do it too tight, just nice and firm. Top cover can go back on. Should sit like there. Spark plug lead back on, should clip in. Screws go in. Again, I don't like to tighten them all up, I just like to get them started. So the others can locate. So we put the nut back into the carby. We'll put the air filter back in. Air filter carby can go back on. And that's it. Should have spark now.